Week 5. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ah! What's up, guys? It is week 5 of the Bodybuilding.com 200K Transformation Challenge. Hard to believe that when a lot of you see this, it's actually going to be week 6, which means we're getting near the halfway point. We are flying through this thing. I don't know about you, but it's just flown by for me. It's been an absolute blast. This week, I actually just wanted to keep it simple. I wanted to pop in and talk primarily about supplementation. This probably goes without saying, but since I work at bodybuilding.com, I'm a bit of a supplement junkie. I really love supplements. Of course, they're only the last 5 to 10%. I mean, 90% of your results come from solid nutrition, whole food-based nutrition, and hard training. But supplements are that cherry on top. They can really help you get, peak performance in the gym and get maximum results out of your program. That being said, the supplements that I like to take, I'm just going to kind of cover the foundational stuff, the basics, the essentials, the things that I like to have in my stack at any given time. First and foremost is, of course, a quality protein powder. Protein is essential for tissue growth and repair. You really can't build muscle without substantial protein. Protein supplements that I like are just clean whey proteins. Whey is an anabolic protein. It's fast digesting. It's really great for any time of day, but particularly post-workout. It digests quickly and is really rich in branched-chain amino acids, or BCAAs, which are also important to muscle growth, and I'll talk about momentarily. So when looking for a good whey, you really want to kind of check out your protein to total calorie ratio. You want a pretty clean protein, or at least that's what I prefer. My protein of choice is actually dimetized ISO 100. It's a whey protein isolate, which means it's well processed so that it's low in, say, lactose and fat and sugar, anything, and it's primarily a pure protein source. I use protein anytime during the day when, I need to add a little extra boost to my diet if I'm particularly low on whole food proteins for the day, especially post-workout, anytime 15 to 30 minutes after my workout. The timing there isn't insanely critical unless you're training, say, multiple times a day or you've got an event or competition. But it certainly doesn't hurt to get a lot of nutrients into your system after a workout, and anything that can help is a bonus in my book. I mentioned branched-chain amino acids, or BCAAs. I also take free-form BCAAs. The branched-chain amino acids are essential amino acids, which means your body can't make them. You need to ingest them from a dietary or like a supplement source. The most important of these is probably leucine for muscle growth. There's leucine, isoleucine, and valine. Those are the 3 branch chains. And they're called that because they have kind of a forked or branched structure. Leucine is probably the kind of biggest anabolic signal, the best signal for muscle growth as far as amino acids are concerned. It can turn on muscle protein synthesis. So you want to look for a branched-chain amino acid product that has kind of a 2-1-1 ratio of leucine to isoleucine and valine. You want about 5 grams per serving total BCAAs. And I drink BCAAs between my meals. So in that case, we're talking about protein distribution. And the whole point of protein distribution is to try and maximize protein synthesis throughout the day. So I eat, every 3 to 4 hours, not like clockwork or on any kind of extremely set schedule, but I eat every 3 to 4 hours a protein-rich meal. And then in between those, every hour and a half to 2 hours, I'll have a serving of branched-chain amino acids. And the thought there is that branched chains can kind of serve as a bridge between your meals, help keep protein synthesis elevated in a kind of a low caloric way, which is really important if you're dieting, obviously. You want to get those amino acids, for as little calories as possible. So BCAAs support muscle growth, recovery, and repair, much like protein. Amino acids are actually kind of the building blocks or constituents of protein. So free-form amino acids are actually just kind of isolated building block. I also take fish oil pretty much year-round. Fish oil is a great source of essential fatty acids, the omega-3 fatty acids in particular. Those are EPA and DHA. Fish oil has, a host of benefits, especially if you take it consistently long-term. Those essential fatty acids are important for, cognitive function, heart health, skin. They really do provide kind of a host of overall benefits for your well-being. I also take a multivitamin. Multivitamins I consider just good micronutrient insurance to help cover any gaps that may be in your diet. Especially as a hard training athlete or lifter, you're going to use a lot of micronutrients, vitamins and minerals. you're going to expend a lot of those during training, so it's important to replenish those. And a lot of that you can do through whole foods, but I consider a multivitamin, again, just kind of that backup, a good way to cover all your bases. Most multivitamins you'll also take with a meal, and dosing can depend on the multivitamin or product you take, but typically once or twice a day. As far as single vitamins are concerned, I usually take vitamin D in addition to my multi. Vitamin D is sourced in IUs or international units. I usually take about 5,000 a day, which is a moderate dose, 5,000 IUs. Some people will go all the way up to 10 even, although that's a little on the high end. So about 5,000 IUs a day. Ample vitamin D is important for healthy hormone, particularly testosterone function, as well as obviously bone health, with calcium. Another supplement I usually use is called HMB, hydroxymethylbutyrate. HMB is much easier, obviously. And that's actually a metabolite of leucine. We talked some about leucine earlier. HMB is one of the byproducts as leucine is broken down into your body, is metabolized. There's some evidence that it may actually help prevent against muscle breakdown or catabolism, which the BCAAs are good at. And the reason that's important is because you obviously want to spike protein synthesis when you can to directly build muscle, but you also want to reduce muscle breakdown. And if you're doing both, ideally your net gains are more positive because you're reducing the breakdown on one end and you're increasing muscle protein synthesis on the other. Most HMBs are 3 grams a day divided into 3 doses, so I'll just take morning, afternoon, and night. There are a couple different forms now. HMB-CA, or calcium-bound HMB, is the most common form that you'll see. There's also a free acid form now, HMB-FA, that may be a little more bioavailable or easily absorbed by the body, so that's worth checking out. And finally, in my stack, one of my favorites, of course, and a year-round staple is a pre-workout or a few different pre-workouts. I like pre-workouts for a variety of reasons. You can find them stim or non-stim, which means with caffeine and other stimulants or without, and both can be great. I think one of the coolest things about pre-workouts that's often overlooked or isn't discussed as much is actually their importance to your pre-workout ritual. I really find that if about 30 minutes before my training session I start taking my pre-workout, I can kind of mentally prepare a little better for the workout. But of course there's performance benefits as well. Like I mentioned, pre-workouts often have stimulants, so that can help pick you up and provide you some energy for your workout. A lot of them also have nitric oxide boosting ingredients, and nitric oxide contributes to more blood flow. Obviously that's important for getting a good pump in the gym, and that pump, that kind of blood flow to the muscle, can actually be an important signal for growth, so you want to get a good pump as you train. And there are a variety of different ingredients that are used to do that. Citrulline is probably one of the best, most common. You'll find that anywhere from like 3 to 6 grams in a lot of products, or citrulline malate. Beta-alanine is often in pre-workouts, and that's another great performance booster. It's really an endurance product. So beta-alanine can help you increase muscular endurance so that when fatigue would set in, you might be able to actually delay that. A lot of pre-workouts also contain creatine. Creatine monohydrate, or any form. It's available in a lot of forms now. HCl or hydrochloride is another really popular one these days because of the lower dose that's required. But creatine is a fantastic ingredient, probably one of the most well-studied muscle builders out there, and should be, I think, if you're looking to build muscle and gain size or strength especially, should be in your stack, right alongside protein in terms of importance. Creatine can help you kind of get a couple extra reps, or have a little extra energy to produce when you're in the gym. So let's say maybe you could get 10 without, you might be able to get a couple more, and that's because it plays a part in ATP production, and ATP is kind of your cellular energy, your energy currency in the body. So it can help replenish ATP, which means more energy for you, which is a plus. It's also a cell volumizer, so you'll notice kind of some size benefits as it draws water into the muscle cell. So those are the main supplements I take, and the reasons why I take them kind of at just a basic level. I'll drop some links below the video for the category pages on bodybuilding.com in case you want to learn more, or check out these supplements and ingredients in more depth. I hope this little brief guide has been helpful. I hope you guys have excellent workouts through week 5, going into week 6, and I'll be back with more updates soon. Keep crushing it.